Hey babies, you ready to finish chapter 12? Okay, it's almost over. All right, so we left off with had spread to another finger. He was running out of time. No, chamaco. You are loco if you think, Hector began. I need to get my great-grandfather's blessing. Miguel interrupted. He looked up at Hector. You know where I can get a guitar? Hector sighed. I know a guy. Above the land of the dead, a shadowy figure glided across the sky and landed in a darkened corner of an alley. It sniffed out the canister of shoe polish that Hector had used on Miguel's face. The spirit guide released a low growl. Have you found him, Pepita? Have you found our boy? Mama Imelda asked, following the large cat with the rest of the family. Pepita breathed into the ground, magically illuminating a footprint. It glowed for a moment. A footprint, Tia Rosita announced. The whole family leaned in to inspect. It's a Rivera boot, Papa Julio exclaimed. Size 7, said Tio Oscar. And a half, finished Tio Felipe. Pronated, added Tia Victoria, with her expert eye. Miguel, Mama Imelda said softly. Pepita leaned forward and breathed again, and the glow spread across a trail of footprints leading into the street. Chapter 13. Miguel followed Hector down a steep stairway. So why the heck would you want to be a musician? Asked Hector. Miguel was offended. My great-great-grandpa was a musician who spent his life performing like a monkey for complete strangers. Bleh! No, thank you, no, Hector said. What do you know? Asked Miguel. How far is this guitar anyway? We're almost there. Hector jumped from a stairway to the ground and his bones scattered, then reassembled. Keep up, chamaco, come on. The stairway in front of them opened up to a small section of town covered in dust. The shimmering brightness that lit up the land of the dead seemed to have skipped this area. Miguel gazed at passers-bys. They were dusty and drab like Hector, lacking the bright decorations and clothing of the Rivera ancestors. A group of dingy skeletons huddled around a burning trash can and laughed raucously. They saw Hector. Cousin Hector! The group hollered. Aye, these guys, said Hector with a big smile. He nodded to a man playing a jaunty tune on a violin made of coffee cans, twine, and other scraps. Hey, Theo, Hector called to the man playing the violin. These people are all your family? Asked Miguel. In a way. We're all the ones with no photos on ofrendas. No family to go home to. Nearly forgotten, you know, Hector said with a hint of sadness. So we all call each other cousin or Theo or whatever. Hector and Miguel approached 3 old ladies playing cards around a wooden crate. Hector, one called out. Tia Cello, hey. Hector greeted the old woman. It's Chicharron around. In the bungalow, I don't know if he's in the mood for visitors, Tia Cello said. Who doesn't like a visit from Cousin Hector? Hector teased as he entered the tent. He held the curtains open for Miguel and Dante to enter. Inside was cramped, dark, and quiet. There were stacks of old dishes, a drawer full of pocket watches, and piles of magazines and records stacked high. Miguel stumbled and almost knocked one stack over. Hector spotted a hammock piled with old trinkets and a dusty hat. He lifted the hat and found the grumpy face of his friend, Chicharron. Buenas noches, Chicharron. I don't want to see your stupid face, Hector. Come on, it's Dia de los Muertos. I brought you a little offering. Get out of here. I would, Cheech. But the thing is, me and my friend here, Miguel, we really need to borrow your guitar. My guitar? Chicharron shifted in his hammock. I promise we'll bring it back, Hector said. Chicharron sat up incensed. Like that time you promised to bring back my van? Hector said. Or my mini fridge? You see, or my good napkins, my lasso, my femur? No, not like those times. Where's my femur? You... Chicharron raised a finger to give Hector a tongue lashing, but then he weakened and collapsed on his hammock, a golden flicker flashing through his bones. Whoa, 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 you okay, amigo? Hector said, rushing to his friend's side. Chicharron let out a long sigh. I'm fading, Hector. I can feel it. He gazed over at his guitar. I couldn't even play that thing if I wanted to. Hector's eyes darted from Chicharron to the guitar. You play me something, said Chicharron. Oh, you know I don't play any more, Cheech, said Hector. The guitar's for the kid. You want it, you gotta earn it. Hector reluctantly reached out for the guitar. Only for you, amigo. Any requests? Chicharron smiled. You know my favorite, Hector. Hector grinned and began strumming away on the guitar, playing a lovely little tune. Chicharron smiled, seeming suddenly at peace. As Hector played, Miguel was amazed. He had no idea Hector was a musician, and a good one. The skeleton began to sing a silly song about a woman named Juanita whose knuckles dragged on the floor. Those aren't the words, Chicharron protested. There are children present, Hector said calmly and continued to sing. He ended the song with a soft flourish. Brings back memories, said Chicharron. Gracias. Then his eyes closed. Suddenly the edges of Chicharron's bones began to glow with a soft, beautiful light. Hector looked sad. Then they watched as Chicharron dissolved into dust. Wait, what happened? Miguel asked, concerned. Hector picked up a glass, raised it in honor of Chicharron, and drank. He put it down next to Chicharron's glass, which remained full. He's been forgotten, said Hector. When there's no one left in the living world who remembers you, you disappear from this world. We call it the final death. Where did he go? Asked Miguel. No one knows, said Hector. Miguel had a thought. But I've met him. I could remember him when I go back. No, it doesn't work like that, chamaco. Our memories, they have to be passed down by those who knew us in life. In the stories they tell about us. But there's no one left alive to pass down Chicha's stories. Miguel fell silent, in deep thought about his family's shrine and keeping their memories alive. Hector put a hand on Miguel's back, suddenly cheerful. Hey, it happens to everyone eventually, he said. He gave the guitar to Miguel. Come on. De la Crucito. You've got a contest to win. Hector slung open the curtain and Miguel followed Hector out of the tent. The end for today. Good night, my babies.